Marvel Rivals is a high-action, fast-paced hero shooter where you can play as your favorite Marvel hero or villain, similar to games like Overwatch and Paladins. Now, put RDC in that game and you get an absolute unit of a team. And that's what I would want to say about them if RDC wasn't the worst 6 stack I've ever seen in my life. But hold on. Let's take a little step back, okay? So Rivals is one of the biggest games out at the moment, and when it dropped, it was even bigger. So obviously RDC had to hop on it. So they download Rivals, assemble their 6 stack, and play rank. And Jesus Christ, was the first couple of seasons rough. These niggas couldn't get out of bronze. I promise you, I thought these metal ranks were full of little kids or people who just don't play rank, but no. No, I was wrong. There are real competent people in these ranks who are actually trying to rank up. Just so you guys understand why I started this video off so aggressive, let me explain. So let's waste no time and, as always, get straight into this video. Mark and Dez are holding down the front line, Dylan and Ippy are the DPS, and finally Lee and Ben are the backbone of the team, being the support. Now, one of the things that became very obvious to me with the start of this new team comp is putting Lee at support and Ippy at DPS, because prior to this was not their roles. It was completely different. But this was not a good idea. Not necessarily the Leland being put at support, but Ippy at DPS. Even in the more recent runs with Ippy at DPS, he's just not good at all. He hasn't improved. What I will say though is Leland has improved as a support since the change, but going back to this time period, you can clearly tell that Ippy is the weakest link. And when you combine that with Mark and Dez, at the time not really knowing how to tank, Leland not having the greatest aim, Dylan's odd positioning, and Ben's overall bad ult usage, there's a lot more problems than that with this team. You get a team that can't even sniff the silver rank. Another thing with Ippy that I just need to get off my chest: he might be the worst human to ever touch this game. And I'm sorry I'm bringing him up this early into the video, and he's gonna get his own section, trust me. And we're gonna save most of the critique for that. You can just tell the minute he walks his happy ass out that spawn room that he's an awful player. But that's enough on Ip for now. We're gonna save that for his section. Coming back to the topic, the team change, they stood 10 toes on this lineup and continued to play ranked with basically no progress other than them gaining some game sense and getting slightly better mechanically. But now let's go into the recent / present time period and just analyze and talk about these games and each player as an individual. I'm going to be a lot more harsh in this video simply because I play Rivals. If you've been a long time viewer of the channel, you know that prior to making these RDC videos, I posted Marvel Rival videos. And I'm no Kingsman or Zaza, but I say I'm good enough to be able to give some constructive criticism on RDC's Rivals runs, and at the end of each player segment I'm going to show a live reaction of just some random game that I watch. So let me start the individual player segment with Dylan. I feel like Dylan has one of the hardest roles on the team, not because he plays DPS per se, but because he's the only competent DPS player on the team, because we all know who the second DPS is. I think Dylan has the most overall game knowledge, but a lot of the time he fails to execute consistently on whatever play he tries to make, and his positioning at times is very questionable. But here's my hot take: I believe Dylan isn't the best player on the team. Now, before I get thrashed on in the comments, Dylan is the second best in my opinion, and I'll get to who's over him later. But I feel like he's slightly too inconsistent to be considered the best, but he by far has the most potential in Rivals in my opinion, and he could be better if he played more. For these little live reaction segments of the video, they were supposed to be done on my console because I know how to do everything on console as far as this game goes, but my capture card just decided to break. Lucky me. So I had to download this game on my PC, level up to level 5 just to unlock the spectate feature. Okay, the Dylan live game reaction. Okay, we got Dylan starting out the game on Hella. Gonna take this Moon Knight, misses the stun, that's okay. So far, this is looking pretty good. We're only a couple seconds in, but still. Takes this off angle. 1v1ing a Moon Knight. It's rough. It's rough, bro. All right, so this nigga flew out of spawn as Iron Man. I skipped like 10 seconds. I guess hella was not it for him. Spamming the primary shots into the back line. You love to see that. They are down Mark though, but he does get a pick on the cloak. That's good. And Dylan, what the fuck was that, Dylan? Back at it again, back on the bullshit, shooting the primaries into the back. Good little off angle here. Need to get some heals. This isn't his fault though. Mark ults there, very weird ult into the Luna ult. It's kind of crazy. Maximum pulse, Fear Magneto. What the fuck is going on? Dylan picks up 2 picks right there. Very compy. Getting some titty beam shots in. Goes for the health pack. This was that. What the Dylan? Do they lose that fight? They lost that fight? Got some Dylan Ultron action here. I play a little bit of Ultron myself. You know, I am a cap 1 trick. Let's see how he does. I'm a little confused. Does he have his drones on anybody? Does he have his drones on anyone? I haven't seen Dylan put a drone down yet. Am I tripping? Hold on. Am I tripping? I might be tripping. Oh no. I'm not tripping. This nigga Dylan hasn't put 1 drone down. Going up there to contest the Moon Knight. This is good. Good Ultron shit. They did get the checkpoint though. What the fuck is that? So Dylan dashes in past Moon Knight, pops his ult. Never in my fuck will I ever pop a Ultron ult. Pretty much 1v6. 1v6. The whole enemy team is here. He popped this shit 1v6 on how much health? 100 HP 1v6 ult. Next, let's talk about Ben. There's not too much to say about Ben. He is the main support of the team, and being that he plays support, the overall most easiest role, my takes on him may be a bit base. Ben is solid, and I feel like he keeps his death count relatively low for RDC standards. Most of his issues come from his decision making and his hero choice. Let's start with his decision making. Ben either waits way too early to ult or way too late to ult. His positioning isn't too great either, and that often lands him in positions where he's getting deaths that he shouldn't even be picking up. And for his hero selection, well, his best hero is Cloak, and if you play Rivals, you know Cloak isn't the greatest support. Ben is learning Loki and Invis, but he's not too good at them at all. Full Ben Loki game, triple support game. We gonna see, bro. We gonna see how this pan out. Dez on DPS. Oh my fucking god, what happened? I know we just got off the Dylan segment, but I have to watch this. Okay, swap the Moon Knight. Holy shit. Okay, back on Ben. My bad. Ben really didn't do shit this entire time. I'm not gonna lie. He really hasn't been doing shit. Got a Gambit Never Falls. Let's see what we got here. We got the Diddy amplifier. Ben is, holy shit, man. Okay. You can clearly tell he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing on Loki. I don't even know what the fuck I'm watching. So this Moon Knight death right here was very avoidable. Okay, so Moon Knight's on you. He's fucking you. You have a clone and a TP. If Moon Knight's fucking me right here, I'm Loki. I have clone and TP. Placing my clone somewhere over here, up here if you can get it over there. Just placing it away from this nigga, just somewhere in this general area. Immediately pressing TP, you probably would have got out of this. I picked the worst game to watch. Now for Mark. He plays Groot, Moon Knight, and Emma Frost, and he can flex the DPS if needed. But I mean, guys, where do we begin? Okay, so let me start by saying mechanically, Mark isn't too bad of a player, and he has games where he makes insane fight-winning plays, but that's all the good I can say about him. Mark, other than Ippy, by far has the worst general awareness I've ever seen in a player, and he plays tank, so his mistakes can be some of the most brutal mistakes to a team fight. He overextends in most fights, and he normally never pays attention to when his team is down in a fight, so backing up flies right over his head. And when mistakes like this happen,
Hey, healers. Hey, I got my ult. Oh my gosh.
I feel like he always wonders, where is my team? Well, Mark, probably dead because there's a BP giving him straight kitty scratches in the back. Not every time is he wrong on this, but most of the time he is. And I can't count how many times Mark just spams all of his utility into the enemy tank. All right, watching that boy Mark. Let's see what my boy Mark talking about. All right, trying to fuck the Thor up. That's good. Still going for the Thor, trying to get him low, walling him off. Good shit. Now they do have a Squirrel Girl. This is not really too good for Mark. Squirrel Girl kind of fucks Groot, and we're kind of seeing it firsthand. And they have a Punisher. Holy shit. Kind of just focusing this Venom right now. Like, all focus is on the Venom. We're back on the Venom. Okay, great ult there by Ben. This should keep Mark alive. He's not even standing. All right, we're still on the Groot. He does have ult though. Makes the play, and Dylan fucks him. Good. Another thing that's currently happening right now. Something that's currently happening. I don't know if you guys hear it.
Who the fuck is this?
There's a Thor. Fucking these. Leland is the second support for the team. He did have a tank arc, and I liked Leland's tank. He kind of cooked sometimes. And he still does play tank from time to time, but I hated his cap. Never pick up the shield again, my nigga. You offended all 50 states. Like Ben, I think I have Lee higher just because he plays support and it's the least difficult role. But I think Lee is solid as a healer. He does have some fights where he's just spamming heals into the tanks and not checking for his other teammates. But other than that, I can't think of too much to say about Lee on support, that is. All right, now we got that boy Lee. A little bit of Gambit Lee gameplay. I really want to watch Lee just get as good on Gambit as I believe he is on Invisible Woman. So I like this. Got to keep the big dog up, the big dog Mark. This is kind of really like, this is kind of really shitty positioning. Listen, I don't know how to play Gambit, but I don't need to tell you that your positioning right here is ass. So when you're just sitting here, right, basically in the middle of the, just look at this screen and tell me what you guys think is wrong here. So I'm gonna see if it costs him. He's getting shot at. Never mind, shooting at Ben actually. Hawkeye's just missing. Yeah, no. See, like I predicted it. Who would have thought? Dylan's going crazy. Oh my god. I should have watched this game for Dylan. That wasn't a bad ult. I'm lying. It was a horrible ult. Oh, wow. Gambit ult. Wow. Wow, Leland. Your Gambit ult would have really helped right there. This is going to be the Ippy segment. This is no script. I'm just off the dome, freestyling all this shit. So before we even get into this first fight here, I just want to say something. This is just not the game for Ippy. It's just not. We're already starting off bad. Holy shit. Before whatever this is comes and takes advantage of Ippy, I just want to say, what is this Ankh? Who are you getting with this Ankh? All right, let's see how my boy handles this. Okay. Hey, you know what? Hey, that might be the best play I've ever seen Ippy make in Rivals. And then it all fell apart. All right, one death on Moon Knight. My boy swapped to Star-Lord. I'm already knowing this is not the character for him. Yep. And we've landed about 4 bullets so far. You know what? This is the best thing he can do right now. Just spray into the choke of people. Let's go, Ippy. Get in there. Get in there. Bro. He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Finally, let's talk about Dez. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd say he is the best player in Rivals.
You need to leave.
Let me explain. First off, Dez is a tank player, and tank is not an easy role, but he still manages to play well a lot of the time. I really like his Doctor Strange, and he's picking up on Angela now. I feel like Dez has the best positional awareness on the team and knows when to back up most of the time. And if Dez could learn the little things about Rivals, like cooldown management, peeling, etc., he would probably be a low plat level player. All right, Angela, Knight and Chivalry Army flying in, ready for battle. Dez. Wait. Dez, what the fuck are you doing? Dez, this is your teammate. They're a part of your team. I know I said Dez is the best player in Rivals. I said this, but oh my God. This is a horrible look for me. Guys, I promise I'm not lying. This is not bias or anything. I swear he is. It's just, it's the age. It's the age. So that's going to be it for this video. Since it is a longer one, I wanted to make this style of video more or less focused on just more of the comedy side. You know, I obviously still did do my research for this video. I don't know. I just wanted to try something a little bit different for this video. So any constructive criticism, overall critiques on the video, or if you just liked it, let me know. I want to thank y'all again for 1,000 subscribers, and I will forever be grateful for everyone who continues to tune into my channel and just watch these stupid ass videos I make. But that's enough of me yapping. I love you.